Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Dalton at Dalton95, which is another Transformers Studio Series video. And today we're taking a look at the Studio Series 86, number 30, Autobot Springer. So, say what you want, it might be a Voyager Plus. It's just how leader classes are nowadays. They're Voyagers with a little bit more engineering and a bunch more accessories. That's what he is. He's a triple changer. So, open window packaging for leader classes. First one of the Studio Series ones I've got like this. So very interesting to see it like this. Got Springer there on the side with a little flip out blaster. Got 27 steps between vehicle and, or I guess, I don't know. It's very difficult to tell which direction they're talking about here between the modes. So you got, I think, 31 to vehicle mode and then 27 to here, or maybe it's 27 from here to here and then 31 from here to here. I don't know. Do get the big screen inspired. You got Battle of Autobot City. It would have been better if they included where they were, where the launcher is for this, especially with the rocket there. But that pretty much does it for the packaging. So let's go ahead and get them opened and check them out. And here we have Springer out of his packaging, and he looks really good. I do want to make note, there are a couple of QC things with mine, and I will also get into some nitpicks about this retool. But overall, I think he's pretty good. First thing I want to get out of the way before I even forget is he does come with his backdrop. It is the same that we've seen with all the Dinobots. It is the background of Autobot City. So we'll go ahead and bring that out. So I guess, same one that we've seen with Ultra Magnus, the Dinobots, Blur. I believe RC had the same one, Perceptor. So yeah, this one has been used a lot. I will be throwing out this. I might just throw out all my backdrops or just duplicates. But yeah, so there's that. And we'll go ahead and get into his accessories. He does come with repacks of the Siege blasters. And you can see one issue I'm having. But yeah, it does come with the 2 Siege blasters. I guess because this one's a little bit more accurate to how, the cartoon had it. Or not the cartoon, the toy. And of course, you can plug that into this one to get even more accurate toy blaster, I believe. I could be wrong, but from what I remember, this is kind of what the toy blaster looked like, if not this. So you got that. If you wish, you do get a more movie-accurate sword, which looks really nice. It is molded in black plastic, painted over with silver and this kind of purple, like, it's not quite powder blue. It's kind of a mix between purple and blue. Very nice. He does come with the blaster that he used in the movie, and I believe there was a animation error where Ultra Magnus was using the same blaster. So you do have that. Again, it's molded in black plastic, painted over with that same kind of purplish blue. He does come with the mortar shell for the launcher, or I guess the rocket. Would be really cool if Hasbro made the launcher for this that you could display, getting ready to launch it. It was actually more like a trebuchet the way it was designed, or not a trebuchet, a ballista, because it did have that kind of like crossbow design to it. But you would load this up, it would get loaded up into the launcher and fired out. This would come off, it'd extend the fins, and the rocket would launch out of it. But yeah, the scene, I've got better things to do tonight than die. Again, molded in black plastic, painted over with this kind of purplish blue. It is blast effect compatible. That is a very small blast effect to be using with this accessory. So why not use one of the ones from Siege Omega? Looks a little bit better. Or even better yet, from Jetfire. So there you go. He does have opening hands, so you can have him holding it, getting ready to launch it into, or load it into the launcher. If I can get him to cooperate. There you go. And he does come with 2 other accessories, being, if I can get him to stand up, a sword that becomes the propeller blades, and there is something wrong with this that I will definitely get into as well. But you've got that, so you can have a dual purpose rotor and sword. And you get the Wrecker's hammer. I believe this was just thrown in just to fill in empty space to help bring up the price to full liter. Honestly, I think they could have just released him as is with the launcher rocket, the sword, blaster, another sword, and still been a Voyager. But Hasbro feels the need to give leaders a bunch of extra accessories, even though they don't need it, or triple changers turn them into leaders. Now, I don't have any big issues with that. It's just some of the execution of it isn't perfect. But you can see the Wreckers logo molded in. So I wonder if this was intended to go with the Wreckers Springer at one point, but it just didn't pan out. But there you go. It is molded in this kind of weird minty green. And it does have some little notches in it, like it's been chipped and forged out of stone instead of metal. So very interesting details there. And if we bring in the Siege Springer, you can see definite color difference and a lot of new tooling. I can get him to stand up. So chest is all new, shoulders are new, biceps are all new. Waist is exactly the same. Thighs are new. Backpack is new, and of course the head is new as well. And of course, just more movie accurate colors with the kind of darker green, of course, the more forest green as well. Brighter shade of yellow and no battle damage paint. You get a very nice dark green here for the front wheel. That kind of bluish gray for the lower legs and thighs. It's not as blue as the Siege version, so that is a definite plus. Now, one of the big problems I've had, I mean, you can see with the hips or the ankles being loose. I wish they gave him, movie accurate lower legs, but that's neither here or there. The biggest problem I have is with the whole, arm mounted blaster thing. So in the movie, we just see him raise his arm and it flips up out of the top of his arm. No, in order to do that with this figure, you got to rotate the arm 180 degrees, rotate the fist back around to where, it would be, then open up the panel and bring out the little blaster. So he can't bend his elbow. He's always like this. And my figure has the QC issue of the floppy rotation joint. So I got to fix that with some floor polish. I just wish this was designed better with that in mind. Of course, this arm does not have that gimmick. It's just in the right arm. I've also heard people breaking the hips or the waist joint on this. Very scary. Hope that does not happen. But that aside, go ahead and look at some of the other details, such as the paint, which you got paint here on the shoulders. You got kind of a greenish white for the face. Like, the colors are not playing well with my camera. You can see you got the blue for the eyes, got the yellow for the intakes there on his face. Of course, the green around the whole lower part of the helmet. Of course, that nice yellow. You got the green kind of matching. It's better matched in, I don't know, it's not even really better matched in person. Like, this is more of a olive green, like brawn. And then this is a very nicely painted forest green. So, of course, you got black down there on the lower feet. You got the black for the wheels. Or I guess they're molded in black and this is painted over with that gray. Whatever. Weapon storage. So, of course, you can hold both swords if you wish. Of course, you can give him his blaster, which that one looks really good in hand. Of course, you got that one as well. Let me zoom out so it's not, whoa. There we go. And yeah, there's no really way for him to hold this. So they've kind of fixed that. There are 3 spots here where you can plug things onto them. So if you want, just plug the rocket there on this back so you can rock it around. We'll use this sword because I don't display them with it. Plug that one in right there. And for the blaster, plug it in right. It's supposed to fit there. There's a spot for it. It's more meant for vehicle mode, I think. Yeah. So we can do that. And of course, this fits as well. Nope, never mind. I believe, nope, doesn't really fit there either. Of course, this sword can fit on one of these tabs as well. So you can store both swords and the rocket all on his back, and he can dual wield his rifles. And there you go. Whoop. All right, so getting into articulation on this guy, he does have a ball-jointed head, although you don't get a lot of range out of it, just mostly get the swivel. You get swivel at the shoulders, getting, well, if you move these bits out of the way to where they're straight back like that, you can get a full, I don't know, you can't even do that there because there's that gets in the way, but you can get up to there and down to there, get all the way out. And of course the shoulder pads do move, so if you want, you can have them straight up like the G1 toy or out to the side like in the movie. You do get a lower bicep swivel, a little over 90 at the elbows. Wrist swivel, of course, they open. You get a weight swivel that gets you about 90 degrees total, which is fine. Get forward and back all the way out. Thigh swivel gets 360 and about, well, definitely over 90, but not quite 180 at the knee. You do ankle tilt and up, and, well, mostly up due to the transformation. So, yeah, articulation's fine for the most part, besides, you know, the limited shoulders. Like the waist being limited doesn't bother me too much. But yeah, so there we've got Springer. Still not my favorite figure, but definitely the best of the molds. It's just tolerances and a few design choices that I am definitely not enjoying. So let's go ahead and get him into first vehicle mode. Not sure which one, but we'll get there. So first thing we want to do is open up the forearms, or open these panels. Bring up the shoulder pieces. Undo the head and chest. There we go. Bring this, or undo the arms. Bring this whole section up. Fold up that section. Allow you to fold the head inside. Up like that. Bring this up to here. I think we're going to go ahead and go to car mode first. So in order to do that, just keep this closed up like that. Bring this up, open this panel. And this whole backpack section will rotate back on this pivot. Bring this up. As we do, we'll put this tab into the forearm. We'll tab into there. And then this back part of the shoulder piece, or bicep piece, will tab into that shoulder panel. Should go right in. We'll go ahead and do this first. There we go. Straighten that up. Plug that into the hand. And then that will tab into there. Bring this out, up, bring the forearm, plug the tab into that shoulder piece, straighten out the forearm, plug that into the hand, clips this all up, there we go. There we go. Now it's all plugged in. Then from here, bring this panel up. Bend the leg right here. And there's these slots right here that it'll tab into. Bring that up, fold that up and around. It goes under this section. And before we go any further, actually, before we even fold them up, really, bring this out, flip out these fins, just like that. There we go. Go ahead and tab these together. So like I said, we're going to bring those up and under, just like that. And this will all plug into these little tabs on the side. And there we have Springer in his car mode. So bring this down. If you want, you can angle these a bit, just like that. But yeah, there he is in car mode. His wheels are a little bit tight, at least on this side, but still very cool vehicle mode. And of course, like I said before, you can plug the gun up on there, and plug the sword, both swords, onto these vent pieces, just like that. Or if you want to give them a rocket boost, again, you can plug that onto there. There we go. So yeah, got that going on. Now real quick, we'll go ahead and get that out of the way. And of course, like I said before, you can, actually no, you can't plug that in anywhere now. I guess just here on the sides of the car mode. So now we got that. But yeah. And of course, here he is with the previous release of Siege Springer. I do have the comic one. I just figured this being, you know, similar color scheme to do it this way. But you can definitely see more movie accurate details here on the front of the vehicle. Definitely this upper half looking a lot better than the rear half. Like, it needs to be a little bit bigger. It needs to be about the same width. And definitely needs like the weird conical things on the rear wheels. But it is what it is. Would have preferred them to do it that way. And I forgot to mention that the wheels are new as well. These ones looking a bit more rugged and off-road, which fits Springer, I think, a lot more than just smooth racing tires. So let's go ahead and get him into helicopter mode. It is, again, a little simple, a little complicated, a little bit of both. Let's go ahead and undo the legs here. And go ahead and untab the arms. Unclip these sections here. There we go. So what we need to do is straighten this, bring down these upper hip pieces. And from here, if I can remember, there we go, bring this up and around. I think just rotate, no, can't rotate that. There we go. So you need to rotate the thigh around. And this comes around this way, just like that. So same thing here. Rotate the thigh around, bring this forward, with this facing that way. Bring out the rear section. This will all tab together. There we go. Bring those sections down. And these will tab right into these sections here. Just like that. Then the arms, bring them out from here, collapse them down. Before we go any further, bring the arm down, pull this section out, rotate it. So now we have these little winglets. Again, this tab right here will go right into the forearm, securing that. Again, out, and then the really loose one. So again, I need to fix that with some floor polish or something. Untab, collapse it down. Tab into place. We want these sections down flat, just like we had in robot mode. And there we have the majority of Springer in helicopter mode. Now we'll just take this piece, unfold it, and just plug that in. And there we have Springer in his helicopter mode. And right off the bat, I will say, I do not like the way this propeller blade is set up. If you know anything about how helicopter blades work, you cannot have the blades both facing the exact same direction. This one needs to flip around 180 degrees, and then it drives me nuts. I don't like the way they did it. I do have a little upgrade, but it does not work for this particular version of the mold. There is one where you can pop these off of their sockets using those flat cap pins, but you'd also have to take this one out as well. So yeah, there's a way to do that where it folds down this way, kind of like I believe like the G1 toy. But yeah, there's that, and I can't swap it with the original one because this is not a 5mm port. This is like a 6 or 7mm port. So it is specifically made for this rotor blade. So there he is. And here we have this Siege version of him with, again, another helicopter blade style that I hate. The two blades with the one central separate piece. That's why I got this, thinking it would work with this, but I didn't realize that it was a separate or a different sized joint. So this is a 3D printed sword I got off of eBay. It's fairly nice. It does have a joint here, so you just split this down the center of the blade. If I can get it to untab, it is a little bit tricky. Come on. There we go. Just untab it like that. Bring this down. Bring this side down. That will just fit right into there. And it's a much better looking propeller blade. Of course, you kind of got to get it just right. But yeah, it looks a hell of a lot better than the weird, both ends on the same side. And you can even do it like that. Get it sort of looking better, but again, the blade just looks weird. And another complaint I have, and this is just with the design of using this mold again, the wheels aren't covered. Wish there was something to cover that a little bit better. Maybe new wings here. Same with the rear rotors. There should be some fins that come out to the side. So if anyone could create a piece that tabs into the side here, maybe here, just a separate piece with the little wings coming off of it, new propeller blades, and something to cover up the front wheels, that'd make this figure a lot better. But yeah, so there's that for helicopter mode. Again, a little awkward. I don't hate it, but yeah, definitely have my nitpicks. So let's go ahead and get him back into robot mode. Remove the sword / rotors. Come under here, bring out the arms, just get them out of the way. Untab this, and my voice is starting to go out again. Bring this down, bring these down. Then kind of untap this, close that up, bring up the leg, or that side of the leg, straighten everything out. this up, fold that in, straighten that out, fold the leg around, rotate here and here, bring the hip joints up, bring them down, and then from here, whoop, there he goes. Take this section here, bring it all up like that. There we go. Bring that all the way up. Bring this down, open up the chest, bring out the head, fold these up, and bring that back up. Bring the head down onto that section. There's a slot there and a tab there. So as soon as that tabs in, that'll tab into there. Bring the shoulders up, untab, and untab from the bicep joint, and then just fold these up, fold that down, go ahead and bring this out, collapse it, fold that section back. Now we'll just tab back into the torso, straighten out, untab. There we go. Bring this up and around, close that, fold that up, fold that down, just straighten out the arms, and whoop, bring those out like that. So there he is. Let's go ahead and get into final thoughts. So as far as final thoughts goes for the Studio Series 86 Springer, mine personally has some issues, and of course I've got my nitpicks with it, but I don't hate what we've got here. Like I said, I just wish like the QC on mine was better, and like as far as like changes, wish I would have given more proper, accurate lower legs, proper like forearms where it has it coming out of the top of the forearm instead of the bottom, because I don't like having to rotate both the bicep and the wrist in order to facilitate that gimmick. And of course I forgot to fold that up. So there we go. There's that. And of course, you know, just like the propeller sword, I think I already mentioned that many times. Like I said, I do need to tighten up these ankle joints, as well as specifically the right side arm piece there. But yeah, I mean, he's going to be on my shelf primarily in the movie poster pose, so definitely going to be looking like this on the shelf. So yeah, that pretty much does it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do have Studio Series Optimus. At the time of this recording, I recorded this about a month and a half after getting him. Feels like that anyways, but yeah, it is early October. I just got Prime shipping from Amazon, so he should be here roughly right after this, or right before this video goes up. So I'm going to try to have that up by the end of the week. If not, I'll find something to post until then. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to check out those links below. Be sure to check out my Studio Series playlist, as well as my Legacy Evolution playlist. And yeah, that pretty much does it. So see you guys next time. So long. Take care.